Hey, everybody, welcome to day 6 of How to Be Successful in 30 Days Real Talk with me, Jody Almond. I am glad to be with you, and as you can see in the logo right above me, I am the founder and CEO of Solution Ministries. And my goal in life and my desire is to invest in other people, to add value to other people so that they can be the best them they were created to be. So, if you've been following along with us, we've covered some great material so far, and we're going to continue with that thought process today. So let's jump in and let's get started. How about that? So, again, this is Real Talk with Jody Almond, 30 days of how to be successful. And again, I am your tour guide. I am your host. I am your mentor. I am your teacher. I am your sensei. Amen. And so I'm excited and I'm really thankful for the great talk we've got back so far from other viewers who have been watching the videos and getting a lot of great content. Again, I want to encourage you, share this even right now. Stop the video if you're watching it on replay and not live, and share the video even if you're watching it live. Take a moment once it's finished and share the video to your page, and that's a way you can help add value to other people. If you believe in the content, if the content is helping you, if it's not, then just keep going on about your day. But if it's helping you, then I hope that you will share it with someone else and help them. So we've been talking yesterday and today, and we're going to continue that thought, but we've been talking about how to develop your purpose. And yesterday we talked about you do that by being intentional, and I shared 4 ways you can be intentional in your life. Today I want to continue going, and I want to talk today about invest. Now, what I mean by invest is invest in yourself. Now, you should always invest in yourself, and I know that that's something we don't hear a lot because it seems very self-centered. And in the picture I posted today goes back to yesterday. If you're a mountain climber instead of a valley dweller, you're starting to reach new heights in your discovering your purpose and developing your purpose. And so now you're seeing things like you've never seen before. You've got a bird's eye view of what's taking place because you've climbed a little higher in your seeking of purpose and developing of your purpose. And so as we talk about this investing in yourself, I want to talk to you because there's several reasons why I say that you should invest in yourself. And so I just want to talk to you about it because what I find is in any type of financial world lingo, you will find charts and graphs, and you will find scales, and you always want to see the up climb, right? You'll always want to see the arrow and the charts going up and not going down. And so when we talk about that, I want to talk to you today about this because I believe that there's a return on investment for our life as well. But when we talk about investing, I want to share with you, if I can, today, just real quick, 3 things and then what it accomplishes. So you can see that I've started giving you all the criteria that I will be teaching on at the very beginning. And so I want to talk to you about this today and explain it and break it down, but I'll leave it here. That way you can take notes or a screenshot, and that way you can take notes to follow up your screenshot, whatever it is. But I hope you'll just be able to pay close attention while we go through this over the next 25 minutes or so. Number 1 is gift. Now, when I talk about gift, I want you to think about this. Gifts are something we normally give to other people. Gifts are things that we normally use to be a blessing to other people and to do those things. And that's fantastic. We should give gifts. But here's the thing. When I talk about gifts, this is where you have to start, because when you give yourself the gift of taking time to discover and develop your purpose, that's something only you can give to yourself. No one else can give that to you. Now listen, I'm taking the time right now to invest in your life. And I can invest in you. I'm making the videos, I'm doing the live streams, I'm doing the content. I'm doing all I can do to invest in you at this moment. I'm offering you free 30-minute consultations. If you'll just go and sign up at the website at solutionministries.com. I've got a book I've written that you can go to the same website and you can read the first chapter for free. I'm giving you surveys on the website of how's your soul. There's a lot of things I'm giving to invest in you. But notice I said I'm offering all that. You have to be willing to give yourself the gift of receiving that. And this is huge because so many times people can give you a gift and you never receive it. Now, I've told you these are faith-based lessons. And so me being a person with a faith-based background, I want to share this with you in terms that you can understand if you're faith-based as well. And let me reiterate again in this session that if you're not faith-based, that's perfectly fine. I'm not the kind of person that's going to cram my faith down your throat, but there will be implementation of my faith within these sessions. So if it's not for you, you can just skip over listening to this part if you want to, or you can just kind of block me out, whatever, or hopefully you'll just listen and have an open mind. But here's the thing. When I talk about this from a faith-based background, think about this. My faith base is Christianity. So I believe that Jesus, we're in the week of Easter, I believe that Jesus Christ was God in the flesh and that he died on the cross and he rose the third day. And the reason he did all that was so that I could have the free gift of eternal security and salvation in him. I believe that. That's my faith-based belief system. Now listen, the reason I share that with you is because it's offered, right? It's offered to all of humanity. The whole world has the opportunity and the offer of receiving salvation. But notice it's only until we receive the gift, accept the gift and the offering, that it becomes a gift to me. It's an open gift, but I don't get the benefits of the gift until I receive and attain and accept the gift. And this is no different. When I talk about you investing in yourself, it's a gift to yourself. And the cool thing I love about investing in yourself is that it's the gift that keeps on giving, which brings me to point 2. It's going to allow you to grow. Did you know specialists say that if you read, watch, or listen to a particular set or topic of content for 1 hour per day for 1 year, that you're considered by other people to be an expert in that field? Now, I want you to think about that, because here's what I'm saying. If you have taken the time and you have put in the work and the effort that I shared with you about how to do in discovering your purpose, and now you have intentionally began applying the principles we learned yesterday in developing your purpose, then I can promise you that if you will take that to the next level, let me give you an example. Maybe you feel like your purpose is to be a leader, whether it's a leader in the business world, whether it's a leader in your church environment, whether it's a leader in your community, whatever, you feel like your purpose is to be in leadership. Then here's what I encourage you to do. Take 1 hour every single day of your life for 365 days, no exceptions, no excuses, and take 1 hour of your day, that's 365 hours minimal, and you read, watch, or listen to content from good leaders on leadership. And this is what I can assure you. You will watch yourself grow exponentially. These are practices that I have put into practice in my life, and I have witnessed my own growth because I gifted myself the opportunity, the privilege of investing in myself. The reason I did that is because I knew that there were areas that even the areas that I'm strong in, I feel like I'm a pretty good orator. I feel like I can teach by speaking very, very fluently. But even with that, I'm still researching things and reading things and looking into things online and in content I can gather to find out how can I continue to grow as a public speaker, as a motivational speaker, as a pastor who speaks. How can I continue to grow in the ability to captivate and capture the audience's attention while I have it, and how can I do that more effectively? That is what I'm saying. So in the areas that I'm strong, I still do this, but I definitely do this in the areas that I'm weak. Because in the areas that I'm weak, I want to ensure that I get stronger, that I get better, that I get smarter, that I get more influential. Because the things is that the only way I'm ever going to become the best, and that's my goal. I don't want to be better. I want to be the best that I can be. And so the only way to get to being the best is to put in the effort and invest in myself and take the time to research or to listen to or to glean from other people who have been higher on the mountaintop than I have, and that way I can follow their footsteps. And sometimes, and many times, just like what I'm trying to do with you in these 30 days, you can fast track. You don't have to spend so much time doing all the research. You just get the resource and you get the reward of being able to do that. So that's good right there. You don't have to do the research. You get to get the reward because you got a resource for somebody that's already done the research. And so I encourage you to pay close attention to this and not only hear it, but do it, and let's apply it, because the gift is important. If without the gift, think about it this way. If we're talking in terms of finances, without a gift, without someone giving you some kind of banking deposit or CD or IRA or something, how can you grow something you've not had as an investment? How can I grow my portfolio in my 401k if I don't invest? Does that make sense? So how can you grow if you're not willing to invest? So think about it from those terms. Put your financial mind on and think about you as being the bank account of gold, because again, the Bible says that you have treasure in you, treasure within you. And so if you have treasure within you, we want to grow that, right? We don't want it just to sit there and grow dust and rust and moth and corruption. We want it to grow, and we want it to grow exponentially. We want it to grow not just by adding to it. I want my investment to multiply. And I believe you do too. And I believe that's why you're watching this. So here, number one, the gift. You've got to give yourself the gift of investing time, energy, effort, resources into yourself and into the road that you're on, the path that you're on, to your purpose and the drive that is driving you to your destiny. Now, when you do that, you're going to watch growth, and you're going to watch growth happen sometimes very quickly, but you will always, if you do this, think about this. If you put in 7 hours a week, I promise you by the end of that week, you're going to know things you didn't know at the beginning of that week. You're going to grow in knowledge. You're going to grow in know-how. And what I mean by that is the best way to do things. And you're going to know, you're just going to grow. And so as you grow, this is the third point, there's a guarantee attached to it. Who does not want a guarantee on an investment? You talk to anybody in the banking or the financial world and you say, hey, for your dollars, then I can assure you, you're going to be guaranteed growth on your investment of dollars. What if I told you that this is going to guarantee you, this is a guaranteed process to guarantee you growth on your gift of discovering and developing your purpose? Here's another example. Let's say that my purpose is to be a baker, okay? Then I have a certain amount of skill set. I'm passionate about it. It brings me great pleasure. I'm willing to pay whatever price it takes to have my own baking business. All the nuts and bolts are there for discovering my purpose. Okay? Then let's say that there's a pain point involved. Because my pain point is that I have family members that are diabetics. And so I want to create good, sugar-free, diabetic-friendly desserts and baked goods so my family members and people like them around the world can engage in eating a brownie or a chocolate chip cookie. Okay? You can add gluten-free in there, keto diet, whatever, but I want to bake for specialized categories, right? So here's my thing. I have put in the energy and the effort to discover my purpose. Now I'm developing my purpose because now I'm being very, very intentional in what I'm doing. So my perspective is optimism. I can do this. I'm being persistent. I'm taking personal accountability for who I am, and I'm doing what I can do today with what I have. Now, here's what I will tell you. If you will do that, if you're this person and your desire is to be a baker and you do what we just talked about and you give yourself the gift of investment and you say, you know what, I'm going to watch the top bakers. I'm going to read behind the top bakers in the world. I am going to take the opportunity and I am going to listen to those who are top bakers. Here's what I'll tell you. Everybody has 1 hour a day that we blow and we waste on something that's not tied to our purpose. Now, please don't cut me off because what I'm not telling you is not to enjoy your life. I'm not telling you not to sit down and watch a movie with your family or not go on vacation or not spend time outdoors or not go and exercise. What I'm telling you is even above and beyond that, some of you drive for 1 hour a day one way to go to work and back. Others of you spend an hour working out at the gym and on the treadmill. Others of you spend an hour preparing dinner. Others of you have an hour you just don't do anything in particular that really matters, but you can take an hour. See, a lot of times what I've learned to do is I've grown to love podcasts and material that I can listen to while I'm driving. For me to drive from my home to the church office takes me 30 minutes. So I can usually get in a decent podcast in 30 minutes there. And then either if I did not finish that one, get the rest of it on the way home or get a second one on the way home. A lot of times I'll go to sleep listening to content that can feed my mind. You see, the thing is that there's ways we can get into content. There's ways we can listen. I'll listen so many times when I'm just outdoors doing yard work or whatever. And the thing is that there's so much availability of this type of thing in our technological world today that we are without excuse why as to we're not investing in ourselves, giving ourselves the gifts so that we can grow the investment. And this investment has an absolute 100% guarantee on it. Now that's awesome by itself. If you tell anybody you've got a 100% guarantee that this is going to work for you, and I'm not even going to offer you money back because you're going to get your life back by doing this. And so there's no money involved anyway. So here's the thing. This is gold, folks. This is gold. This is gold, which is why I use gold to use the word invest, because when you invest in yourself in this way, this is gold. This is gold. This is money in the bank. Take the check to the bank and cash it. This is good. So what does all that do? Why should I do this, Jody? This seems so self-gratifying. Let me tell you. If you look from guarantee to where the arrow is drawn, what you'll find is now, because of your huge investment in yourself over a short period of time, you, again, by the strategist and the specialist, they say now you're considered a specialist in that field. Now you're considered an expert. And guess what happens? In less than a year's time, but in a year's time, you have the ability now to give what you've got to others. Think about it this way. How can you give anyone something you don't have? Now, there's a lot of people out there, and I'm guilty of doing this in the past. There's a lot of people out there that fake it till they make it. All right. And sometimes that works because this is the key. While they're faking it, while they're making you believe they're on a level above you in knowledge or baking or athletics or whatever, while they're making you believe that, at the same time they're investing in themselves and they're growing and they're trying to learn and they're trying to become better. And so when we understand that, now they're giving to others. They're not being selfish with it. And I've already talked to you about this concept is I don't believe in the container mentality that we keep everything and we store it and we keep it to ourselves. No, I believe in being a conduit. I believe in letting everything that comes to me go through me to help somebody else. And so when you understand that, it's not selfish at all. It's selfless. I'm taking the time for me to glean and research and take all the hours I spend up some nights till 4 a.m. in the morning researching and developing my purpose and my gifts so that I can make it easier on you. You see, that's my whole goal. Is that I want you to have to climb the mountain, but I want to give you tools, tips, techniques, and teachings to help you be successful in climbing the mountain in a shorter amount of time than I have. Have you ever been anywhere and had a tour guide? Have you ever been whitewater rafting or on some kind of expedition or exciting journey where you had a tour guide? Maybe it was into a cavern or a cave, or maybe it was, zip lining and you've never zip lined, or maybe it was parachute jumping or whatever. You've got a guide. You've got someone there who has been before you, who knows the ins and the outs, someone you feel you can trust because they seem to have the wisdom and the knowledge and the expertise and the experience under their belt to help you not have to go through all the how do I pack my parachute and what altitude do I jump from and how do I land and all these things. No, they're teaching you all those things without you having to do all the research. And most of the times they will start off with, anybody that ever has jumped out of an airplane, they'll start off with what's called a tandem jump, and they will attach themselves to you. That way you don't have to worry about much of anything except for the excitement of going to a place you've never been before. And I promise you, if you ever jump out of an airplane, seeing things from a place you've never seen them before, in a way you've never seen them before. And so here's the thing, is that by doing what I'm encouraging you to do in developing your purpose, by doing that, you're helping everybody you will ever lead. You're helping everybody you will ever lead to be so much greater and so much better than you were as you started, because they're fast tracking. So your investment is so you can give to others. That's the real pie that we're trying to get to. Now, some may question, Jody, why do you have your investment so much larger than giving to others? You got 75% your investment, 25% giving to others. I just use numbers, folks. But look, the key is that you want to always have more to give. So why I did it that way in my mind was, okay, well, let's say for a year, our baker researches and takes the time to invest, and she's listening or he's listening, and they're listening to stuff, they're watching stuff, and they're reading stuff on baking. That's what they're, at least an hour a day, every day, 365 days. Now at the end of 2020, they are so much farther than other people who aren't investing in themselves. Maybe they even took a class. Maybe they even went to a skilled baker and said, can I be your shadow? Can you teach me? Will you be my mentor? I want to learn how to use fondant better. I want to learn how to make better roses, or I want to learn how to be like Buddy or Duff, the cake bosses and the cake geniuses. And I want to be able to make these spectacular cakes that have fire and all this stuff. So will you take me to the next level? Now, I don't know about you, but personally, I know some really good cake decorators in my area, but I know no one in my area that's doing it on that level. So guess what just happened? Now that I've taken the time, this person has taken the time for 365 days and become the best baker in their town because they got dragons blowing fire. Guess who's going to start going who's going to start getting people saying, hey, can you teach me? Can you teach me how to bake a cake? Can you teach me how to do this? Now, instead of you having to go to somebody asking, you've got people coming to you. But here's the catch. Never stop giving yourself the gift of investing in yourself and never stop growing. Why? Because now you've witnessed the guarantee that comes with it. So why would you stop? Why would you stop? You continue to carry on this process until the day you die, and you continue to keep giving until the day you die. And what you're doing is you're making the world better because you took time to invest in yourself. You see, folks, I want to help you because the thing is that I've learned this and I've watched this in my own life, and it's so rewarding to be able to help other people get to where you are more quickly. You say it sounds like an awful big sacrifice. An hour a day, 60 minutes. That's all it's asking, 60 minutes. 1 hour a day. And I can tell you this, what I have found in my life is I usually end up giving more than 7 hours a week. Some weeks I give 14, other weeks I give more, other weeks I give 10, but I usually get in more than 7 hours a week of investing in me, in Jody, because I've realized and I've seen the proof in the pudding that if I take the time to invest in myself, it enables me and gives me the capability of investing in you. And that's a huge part of my purpose, and it's truly part of all of our purposes. Because when we learn that it's bigger than us, now we're on the track of becoming more than just successful. And I'll talk to you about that in a future lesson. But I hope you'll take the time to develop yourself. I hope you'll take the time to develop your purpose and be intentional about that. And if you missed yesterday's session, go grab it. But not only that, that you'll take the time to be intentional about developing yourself through investing in yourself so that you can invest in others. This is real gold, folks. This is real gold. You have struck a gold mine when you jumped into this 30-day real talk with me, talking about how to be successful. You have struck the gold mine. And if you'll share this information, there'll be a gold rush. And that's what it's all about. Sharing is caring, right? So until tomorrow, as we continue our talks, I hope you have a great day and God bless.